The Thames River is the second largest river in southern Ontario. Snake Creek and Medway Creek, which meet in this valley, are tributaries of the Thames River. The waters flow from here towards Western University and downtown London, then onwards to drain into Lake St. Clair and the Great Lakes waterways. Tap to see what the plant life was like around the Thames River through different time periods and learn how it was formed. The Cordilleran ice sheet, which once covered most of Canada, began to melt and recede from this area about 14,000 years ago. As it moved north and eastward, vast volumes of glacial runoff carved out valleys and large lakes. In fact, the valley you are standing in once rose 18 meters above today's riverbed. As the ice and waters retreated, plants and animals started to grow and move into the area. Bare and rocky earth gave way to lichens, mosses, grasses, shrubs, and young evergreen trees. This growth attracted large roaming animals, such as caribou, mammoth, and mastodon. The earliest humans to live in this region followed and hunted these animals. The first evidence we see of people in these areas are large spear points and small campsites. As the ice moved north and temperatures warmed, the landscape began to fill in with young, cooler-weather trees, such as aspen, cherry, and pine. Large animals like mastodons and giant beaver disappeared. The caribou moved north, and animals such as elk, deer, bear, and wolf began to flourish in the lush new ecosystem. The people living in these lands hunted a wide range of birds, fish, turtles, and clams. They gathered plants such as tubers, fruits, and nuts for food and medicine. They also used wood, bark, and fibrous plants for shelter and tools. Fresh waterways, such as Medway Creek, connected people with the Thames River, the Great Lakes, and beyond, as far as the Atlantic Ocean. Archaeologists have found evidence of long-distance travel and trade in the forms of marine shells, copper, and banded slate. By the end of this period, a new hunting technology made its way to this area, the bow and arrow. Suitable for hunting smaller animals such as deer, fox, and turkey, and as a weapon against other humans. Eventually, the broad-leafed, tall-treed Carolinian forest that we recognize today, maple, beech, and hickory, flourished in this region. The people of this region grew domesticated plants such as squash, maize, beans, sunflower, and tobacco. These people were also living in larger groups for longer periods of time. Agricultural villages, such as the Lawson site, the one located on the north ridge of this valley, housed up to 2,000 people in multifamily longhouse dwellings. Villages such as these relied on fertile soils. They would have cleared and utilized many of the trees that grew in this valley as resources: elm for longhouse construction and walnut or hickory for their nuts. Foods were dried and preserved to sustain people through lean winter months. Pottery technology was introduced as a means of cooking and storing such foods. 500 years ago, the area around the Lawson site was cleared for agricultural production, and over time, the forest has reclaimed the land. The maple trees we find in this area were likely introduced by early settlers, looking to exploit them for their sap to make syrup and sugar. Changes in the valley have continued as humans altered the landscape. Today, the valley is maintained by active human intervention to prevent erosion and try and promote a healthy ecosystem. Marked trails control movements to help protect the landscape, and human-made retaining walls help prevent the slopes from washing away down into the creek bed.